Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's June 21st, 2024, and for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, welcome to the official first full day of summer. To those in the Southern Hemisphere, I hope you have a good winter. And I'm not looking forward to our winters, even though last year we were pretty good. So maybe you'll be pretty good too. All right, today I have a little bit of mail. Not like what I've been normally getting, but pleased with what I got. And we've got some new postage stamps from Canada Post. Normally I do it in a separate video. I'm going to do it in this video. It's been one of those weeks where a lot's been going on. I've been juggling a lot of things. I'm still pretty good at getting out the videos for you guys, so I'm happy that I was able to do that during the bit of chaos that we've been having here. Exciting chaos though. If you've been watching the videos, you know exactly what's been going on. So pretty pleased about that. All right, what do we have? Well, it was a heat swelter, a heat wave running through here the last few days with humidity into the mid 40s, 43, 45 degrees. Very hot, especially for this time of the year. It has broken. Today it is only about 26 degrees, much more manageable temperature, and perfect timing too. Yesterday, Rib Fest started here. It would have been very, very hot for that. They talked about a thunder shower. It never happened, so nobody got wet, but also the temperatures didn't break yesterday. Today it continues. Tomorrow it'll go on and go right till Sunday. Sunday's supposed to be rain, and tomorrow we're going to be having a family get-together for celebrating Ari's graduation. So tonight we're going to go to Rib Fest. Whether I'm going to do a video about it, I'm not sure. I've done it in the past. You have seen them. I might pull out the camera and do it again though. We will see. But for now, let's get to, before I get to the postcards that came in this week, I want to talk about the new stamps that got issued. And if you're new to my channel, this is a great point. Like, subscribe, leave positive comments, share with other people, and put the notification bell on so you don't miss out on anything. Now let's get to those new stamps. They are beautiful. So the first one is celebrating the life of Josephine Main, who was born in 1942 and passed away in 2019. These are a continuation of the Aboriginal stamps that we've been having, the influential people that should be celebrated. And this is the little write-up that says on the back, it says, known as Grandmother Water Walker, Anishinaabe elder Josephine Main, who was born in 1942 and passed away in 2019, trekked more than 25,000 kilometers to encourage people to protect the life-giving gift of water. Born in the Wiki-Wem-Kong unceded territory on Manitoulin Island in Ontario, the co-founder of Mother Earth Water Walk movement led walks all along the shores of the Great Lakes and other waterways in Canada and the United States, sharing traditional ceremonies and knowledge. Madameen's legacy lives on through the dedicated Anishinaabe women she mentored. She continued to carry out her work and share her powerful message of environmental conservation. And here we have a quote that says, "We are all of water and all united by water." So there is a nice thing there. Beautiful stamps, beautiful dedication. So that's one that came out. The next one that came out is this one here. And we open it up. There also is a quote in with this stamp, and it says, "It's wonderful that we are being acknowledged as the creative people we always were." So true. And this says, unconditional love for her Inuit homeland and culture, and entrenched in the work of singer, songwriter, actor, director, activist, Alyssa was born Alyssa Isaac in 1977, the talented storyteller who writes and sings in Inuktitut, English and French, grew up in Salouet in northern Quebec. An acclaimed documentarian and two-time Felix Award winner, Alyssa earned her second Juno Award in 2024 for Contemporary Indigenous Artist or Group of the Year for the album Inuktitut. She is the creator of the Grand Solstice, a musical and cultural celebration televised annually to mark the National Indigenous Peoples Day. So there is stamp number 2. And the third stamp is, it's just beautiful to cover, first of all. We're talking about Christy Bellencourt, and inside, beautiful stamps. And this is actually a sticker that you can peel away, a piece of her art. And it says, "The earth is my government. By its laws we learn we are to live harmoniously with each other and all things on earth. So beautiful big sticker. On the back, show you the stamp. It says, Christy Bellancourt, born in 1966, is a Métis visual artist environmentalist known for her intricate paintings that emulate Métis floral beadwork. A descendant of the community of Manitou, sorry, I can't pronounce the next thing, but it's from Lac Ste. Anne in Alberta. She used her talents to celebrate nature, honor her ancestors, advocate for environmental protection, and support Indigenous knowledge, culture, and language. Among her most poignant works is Walking with Our Sisters, a multi-artist installation of more than 2,000 pairs of beaded moccasins tops, honoring the lives of the missing or murdered Indigenous women, Two-Spirit people, and children. So there are the 3 beautiful stamps that were issued by Canada Post for Indigenous women that have made a difference, and just amazing. Love seeing these new ones. Now, the next thing I want to show you is the incoming postcards. As always, I'm going to start with the official Postcrossing ones. We've had quite a few of those come in once again, so things are starting to catch up. The very first one is this nice hedgehog one, and it comes from Taiwan. It looks like it comes from Min. It says, hello, greetings from Taiwan. The stamp is about the Taiwan trade show issued in 1985, Min. So there's a stamp that came out in 1985, and then another stamp's up here. This one here is just matching the postcard, not a stamp. So thank you so much, Min, for that, and the beautiful stamps and the lovely hedgehog postcard. The next one is, it says, explore. And this is Georgia. This comes from Ray. He says, greetings from Central Florida. That's where he is. Home to the famous mouse. We all know which famous mouse he's talking about. We love to travel and geocache combined. We have been to many wonderful places. This card was picked up on a recent trip into Georgia at their Welcome Center. Then on our way back, we always stop at the Florida Welcome Center for a bit of orange juice. So if you don't know that about the Florida information or tourist welcome center, they have fresh squeezed orange juice when you drive into Florida, because Florida oranges are fantastic. So there we go. The state of Georgia there on the bottom. So thank you, Ray, for that. And the stamp, a forever stamp. The next one comes from Germany. It talks about the Cologne Cathedral, and we've got a whole bunch of tidbits there. This part looks like you could almost take it off and have a separate card, but it says, this card comes from Paul. He's actually from Dresden, not Cologne. My wife and I were in Dresden, beautiful city, wonderful history, rich, beautiful buildings, some things that were preserved from the war and after the war. Just a great city. Love Dresden. But he says, nestled in the eastern part of Germany, I wanted to drop you a line to share a glimpse of our lovely springtime here. The weather is just perfect at the moment, not too hot, not too cold, with a gentle breeze carrying the scent of blooming flowers. It's the kind of weather that makes you want to stroll through the historic streets, admiring the architecture and soaking up the sunshine. I hope this postcard brings a little bit of springtime joy to your mailbox. Wherever you may be, sending warm wishes from Dresden. So even though the card's from Cologne, the poetic way he speaks of his town is just perfect, and it is how I remembered it. We weren't even planning on stopping at Dresden. We came in through Czechoslovakia at the time, I guess. We came into to Germany, and we were a bit tired, so we found a bed and breakfast, and it was just outside Dresden. We had lovely people come. They didn't speak a lot of English. What they did say was very welcoming, and we ended up staying there for 3 days and really taking it in. We loved it. So thank you, Paul, for the memory back of Dresden. The next card, also coming from Germany, says, I'm sending you a card from my hometown. According to the stories, the garden inspires Versailles in France. If you've seen Versailles and you're looking at this garden, you can see how they would inspire each other, or inspire Versailles to be created, because it is just a beautiful garden. It's called the Cloisterkamp. It's a beautiful place on this earth. I hope you like the stamp too. And this comes from Jess. I've seen this stamp before. It is pretty cool. So thank you so much for that. The next card comes from Japan. It is this one. It says, this photo shows a view of the hot springs in the village of Misasa, onsen in the Misasa town in the Tohaku district in the Tottori prefecture of Japan. Legend has it that this hot spring was discovered by Okubo Samosuke in 1164. And this comes from Salikake. Maybe I pronounced that right, perhaps. And there are the stamps. And there's the history of those beautiful hot springs. Not the last, okay, one more here after this. This one comes from India. This stamp is coming off a little bit, but it survived. And it says, I'm Jeffrey, I'm from Indonesia. I'm interested with your YouTube activity. Greetings for your subscribers through this postcard. So Jeffrey says hello to everybody. So hello back to Jeffrey. I live in the capital and I work and serve in a church. There are the stamps that Jeffrey put on it. Really beautiful stamps. I'm glad they all survived. Now let me tell you one thing about stamps and the things that I've been doing lately. So you've probably been watching some of the videos of me decorating my cards, and I do washi tape on an angle going this way. And Elena said to me, careful with the washi tape and the stamps, because the stamps come right off the washi tape. So be careful if you emulate what I'm doing. Make sure the stamp is partially attached to the card as well as the washi tape, or not on the washi tape at all, and they will stay. So there's a bit of advice that was given to me, and I certainly have modified how I do my washi tape on that. I still do it on an angle, but I make sure the stamps are on the card too. So thank you, Jeffrey from Indonesia. The next one comes from Krista, and she is in Germany. And we've got these stamps on the envelope. And inside the envelope, she sent me a blank German flag card. So I've got that to send off for people that maybe collect flags of the world. And then she sent me this postcard that has all these stamps on it. It says, greetings from Rustover at the Baltic Sea. We have the oldest university in the Baltic area. It was founded in 1479. We also have a port. About 150 cruise liners will come to Rostock this year. I wish you all the best, Krista. So thank you, Krista, for that. And for the blank card too, I'll use that. And the really nice stamps on the front and how you decorated it. Did I show how you decorated it? Maybe I didn't, but there. Very nice. Thank you so much. All right, let's move on to some direct swaps and some surprises that showed up. The first one comes from Kristen in Texas. She was at a meetup in Arizona, so she sent this card, and there are the attendees. Not a real big one, it looks like, but nice nonetheless. There's the stamp. And then we have another meetup card. This one comes from the NAPEC Stamp Show. You can see it's in Washington, D.C. with the monument there. And this comes from Tasha. She sent an envelope last week, which was really nice of her to surprise me with that. And then on this, look at the cancellation on it. That's really cool. So thank you for that as well. Hopefully you found some stamps at the stamp show to go with the card. Moving on, this envelope comes from Media in Finland. I really like this. This is a cute, cute, cute stamp. Can you see it? To me, it looks like a hedgehog mailing. Maybe not, but it does look like it. This is a very interesting stamp as well. They're in Estonia when she sent this. And we have this card from Tallinn in Estonia. She was there visiting with her aunt. And we have this card of the lighthouse and the lighthouse keeper. So that's one thing that she sent. Then I just put that aside. The next one actually is mailed in Finland, also from Media. I like this flying squirrel up here. It's an interesting stamp. For those of you that collect stamps or collect animals, she went to a Postcrossing meetup herself, and it was held at a racetrack. For those of you who are into horse racing or kart and horse racing, there's what she had. And there were 29 people who went to this one, so she had a lot of people there. I know your hands would get tired from stamping all the time, or if you had to physically sign your name, which a couple people did have to do. Then she sent this cute card as well, with the lobster and the lady in the sun. Artistic rendering. Looks very Very nice. So thank you, Media, for those 2 envelopes this week. And then I received this card, and this is the Snowbird Squadron, the Canadian aerobatic team. And this comes from Moncton, Saskatchewan. And he's asked a couple questions of me this time rather than vice versa. He says, your card from May 16th had a little caricature on it. Did you draw it? I did. I find that I've been drawing that little character with the nose and the little bit of hair and the tie and all that. I've been drawing him for a long time. And almost so much so that he's almost become to kind of look like me, I found. But that's what I had. And it says, secondly, a friend of mine gave me some stamps recently, and 4 of them are personalized mail. Were they part of the Program Canada Post shutdown? Yes, they would have been. They usually had a special type of border around that you could buy. Some of them look like picture frames, and the picture was inside. That was one of the personal stamps you had. If you've gotten my That Dad Guy stamps too, there are some that kind of either have celebratory things on it, like birth of a new child, or wedding type frames in the background, or children type. There was a couple of different ones you could choose from, and then you put your own personal picture in there. So probably, yes, the stamps that he sent you were personalized ones. And speaking of stamps, he always puts a few older stamps on there. So we have the Snowbirds stamps to match the card. So kind of like a maxi card. Thank you, Monty. The next card comes from Colorado. This one comes from Erin. It is a wooden card. And she says, I hope you're well. I am. This is a test to see if wooden cards can safely travel to Canada without an envelope. And they can. So there are the stamps. And the card is not at all damaged. Perfect condition. So question answered. If you want to send a wooden card to Canada, it's going to get there through the mail and not get damaged. Most of the time. There are exceptions to every rule. The next card comes from Lisa in, oh, I gotta cover something up here. So he says, bye Dad, see you after school. Are those her pajama bottoms? I've got teenagers like that, or I have a teenager that's still like that wears pajama bottoms out sometimes. So I can relate with Darth Vader on this one. So Lisa's in Atlanta, says summer has already set in there. The heat is high and the humidity is up. Does it get like that here? Yes, it does. The last 3 days, the temperatures were in the mid-30s, but with the humidity, they were in the mid-40s. So we do get it like that. And then she has a request for an Anna Green Gables card. I will look through my stash because I know I've been sending them out. I probably have a few left, so you will get an Anna Green Gables card back if that's what you'd like. There we go. Thank you, Lisa. Next card comes from Ross. He is now in Germany as he's traveling around the world with his business. And so he sent me a card from there. And the stamps on the back. So thank you, Ross, for that. I know you aren't in Germany anymore. You've moved on in your card. You said you're heading to Australia. So he said there's probably cards coming from Australia too. So we will wait and see what comes next. The next card, another meetup card. This says meeting in a Japanese information and cultural center of the Japanese embassy in Vienna, Austria. This comes from Christian. So this is a really cool card. All things Japanese on there. And those are the people that were in attendance. There are a few stamps in there that I'm starting to recognize because Christian and Carl and Anita, they go to a lot of meetups there, and it looks like a lot of the similar type people keep going to the same one, so it's kind of nice to have cards from these people and kind of be at the, feels like I'm at the meetup too. The stamp he put on there wasn't canceled. I've seen it before. It evokes an emotional response. Showing these children, and it looks like parents too, being separated on a train. It's not what I would call a nice stamp. Now, it might be something completely different than what I think of it as, but when I see it, it does evoke a response for me with some of my historical backgrounds and stuff. So, powerful stamp. That's what I'm going to say it is. It's a powerful stamp. The last piece of mail that I got this week, we got some pen cancels on the stamps, but it comes from Charmaine in Maine. Some nice mariachi band stamps, all pen canceled. So I have said that I wanted to do something called Calling All Artists. And I've reached out and some people have started to respond. So Charmaine is reaching out and giving me a response too. What I've asked is if you have artistic leanings, whether that's in photography or painting or drawing, storytelling, card making, I don't know, whatever your artistic thing is that can fit in an envelope that's not too expensive to mail. If you would like to mail me some examples, and if you have a Facebook site or an Instagram or YouTube page, something you want me to promote, I will do that for you. And then whatever you send, I'm not planning on keeping it. I'm going to put it in a giveaway or multiple giveaways, and we're just going to promote your art. So that being said, she sent me this really cool card. Now, she didn't make this card, but it says, "Oh dear, did I go overboard with the stickers?" What do you think? Did she go overboard? I don't think so. I think she nailed it. We got washi tape, we got all sorts of things, so that's great. But she said she wanted to send, I hope you like the postcards along with my photos. I have enclosed for you for your Calling All Artists giveaway. So thank you so much, Charmaine. Charmaine isn't running a business or anything as of yet, but she is a passionate photographer. So she has taken some pictures and turned them into postcards. She's written on the back her name, Charmaine Jensen. You will also see it down here. So if you're into nature, and she's done some really old cars too, and things really nice. Bridges, there's some lupins. There's some more lupins. And a bird on a lupin. This time of year, the lupins are prevalent. Always know when the lupins come out, it's time for graduation. Because when I went to school, the colors of my school were purple and white, and so lupins were purple and white, so at graduation there were always a bunch of them. So thank you, Charmaine, for showing us your art. I will add those beautiful cards to the giveaway in the future, along with some of the other stuff that's been coming through. And I encourage anyone else who's an artist, send your stuff in. That's what I'll do. And if Charmaine decides that she wants to have her Instagram or whatever shared with the world, I will do that too, and you guys can go check out all her work. She didn't say that in the note that she gave me, so I didn't want to release any information that she didn't want out there. But so there we go. That is all the stuff that I have coming in this week. Great items. Tomorrow, normally I do my live at 12 o'clock. We have some family things going on. If I'm doing a live, it will be a surprise live, and it might be in around that time. We are hoping as a family to go to the market in the morning. So if that interferes with the live, so be it. Tomorrow is a family day, and then we have my parents coming over, my in-laws coming over, our group of family here will have a meal late afternoon. So I don't want me running over to get my parents or be around for my parents or dropping them off to also be a hindrance with the live. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I might just take a family day tomorrow. So that's a heads up. And then Sunday, I've got some postcards to write, so you'll certainly get something for that. Excuse me. And maybe if I don't do my live tomorrow, it will end up being on Sunday. That's a possibility. All right, that's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed everything that was going on today. And you've had a good week with your incoming mail, your stamp collections, whatever you happen to be doing. All right, have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?